team. And I'm listening out. Like, Max Crosby right now has all the tools to be probably one of the top pass rushers, a sack leader in the NFL, because he is that good. So they're going to have the defense. They're going to have the offense. They are stacked offensively. So I really think that this football team, I know it's a tough division, but they could easily win this division, easily.
Yeah, look, man, I expect Josh McDaniels to absolutely knock this job out of the park. Knowing him like I do, having talked to him like I have, and listening to him talk about the X and O part of the game, the player development part of the game, the relationship management part of the game, he's ready to rock and roll. And he is the key. He's the key to everything getting off the ground and running smoothly right from the get-go, because he comes from one of the best schools, football schools, really in the history of the NFL in terms of what Bill Belichick knows about building programs. So I expect him to have this team going. As much as we talk about the offense, as much as we talk about Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, and how this offense should be explosive, particularly on the perimeter, look, I'll tell you this, Rob, I'm with you. The defensive side is really what will allow them to compete in AFC West in particular against these explosive quarterbacks. Look, I was out at the Pass Rush Summit, Von Miller's Pass Rush Summit out in Las Vegas. 6 years going now, 6 years going strong here. And Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, that's Chandler Jones on the screen here, were two of the participants. Max Crosby and Chandler both presented to the entire forum. And people were dialed into what these two really had to say. One, because of what Max did last year. Max called his shot last year in Las Vegas. He said he was going to have the best season of his career. He said his life depended on it. He said his career depended on it, and he did exactly that. Look, Rob, you mentioned it. Chandler Jones is the all-time leading sacker in the history of the Arizona Cardinals. And when he talked out there, people wanted to listen because he can be so unorthodox with the way he rushes the passer. People were like, how do you do that? And it was such a cool experience to see those two at that summit. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, these two are going to raise hell this year. They're going to be a problem. You better have some offensive tackles when you go up against the Las Vegas Raiders, because they are coming for your quarterback, man. They got two of the very best in the business.
Yeah, I like where the Raiders sit, Field. I mean, like, they won 10 games, right? They made the playoffs. They were already good. And I know how excited everybody is, and for good reason, about Denver getting Russell Wilson. And I know how excited everybody is, and for good reason, about what Justin Herbert can do. Fact of the matter is, those two teams have to pass the Raiders, who didn't really lose people of significance and added some people of significance. So I like what they're doing in terms of bringing guys in from the outside. I like what they're doing in terms of signing their own guys, right? Carr, Renfro, Max Crosby. I think they'll do something with Darren Waller, or at least they'll try to do that before the season starts. So yeah, I think they're in a good spot. I mean, offensive line concerns aren't to be dismissed. Yeah. But I think with Josh McDaniels bringing a new offense in there, it's possible they can mitigate that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.